Good morning, friends. The 21st day of May is the World Day of Cultural Diversity for Dialogue and Development. It's also called World Day of Cultural Diversity, or even more simply, Diversity Day. The day was declared by the General Assembly of the United Nations in 2002, following the adoption of a Universal Declaration on Cultural Diversity by UNESCO in 2001. Celebrating cultural diversity and harmony, along with helping people learn about its importance in life, was the purpose of declaring this day. Promoting a culture of diversity is the significance of the day too. Recognizing the need to enhance the potential of culture as a means of achieving prosperity, sustainable development, and peaceful coexistence at the global level also was part of the rationale of the day. Further, the Second Committee of the UN General Assembly adopted a resolution on culture and sustainable development. The resolution affirmed the contribution of cultures and civilizations to the various dimensions of sustainable development. No doubt, acceptance and recognition of cultural diversity contribute to dialogue among civilizations and cultures, along with mutual respect and understanding. The Sustainable Development Goals 2030 of the United Nations has a section on culture and sustainable development which emphasizes the importance of culture all the more. The United Nations avowed further that drawing upon the creative potential of the diverse cultures of the world, along with engaging with them in a continuous dialogue, is sure to ensure that people can benefit from all the 17 Sustainable Development Goals as well. Besides, UNESCO Convention on Protection and Promotion of Diversity of Cultural Expressions also proposed embracing other cultures for leading more fulfilling lives, which ensures an intellectual, spiritual, and moral fulfillment. Embracing other cultures would begin by having an open interface between those who are different from us. In addition, UNESCO encourages member states and members of society to engage with people of other cultures through events like concerts, seminars, workshops, and exhibitions. Cultural expressions of the other are to be explored through areas like museum, religion, film, music, sport, food, traditional celebrations, and language. Working with organizations committed to diversity and inclusion can also help ice-breaking and cross-cultural fellowship in addition to the above exercises. Accordingly, the Council of Member States in Europe adopted a white paper in 2008 on intercultural dialogue with the title Living Together as Equals in Dignity. It affirmed that our common future depends on our ability to safeguard human rights as enshrined in the European Convention on Human Rights, Democracy and Rule of Law, along with mutual understanding. What's more, leave no one behind is at the heart of Sustainable Development Goals 2030 of the United Nations. It is the golden principle of inclusiveness and equal footing. It affirms the deep commitment of all UN member states to strongly stand by the small, the weak, the vulnerable and the like of the world, whether individuals or groups. It also highlights the advocacy against the social evils of discrimination, favoritism, high-handedness, marginalization, etc. Well, leaving certain groups of people further and further behind is nothing less than a crime against humanity and divinity in one shot. Diversity is the central characteristic of the creation of the human society in special. It is an agent of inclusion and positive change. Diversity is the richness of the humanity. Cultural expressions of the humans are diverse too. Culture has manifold forms, tangible and intangible. They have to contribute to creative industries, dialogue, mutual understanding and development. Bridging the gap between cultures is the focal point of cultural diversity. Times of crisis tend to concentrate and homogenize, and such instances can cause major damage to the diversity of cultures. Indeed, Corona has affected cultural events, cultural institutions, cultural practices, cultural sites, cultural persons, cultural tourism, and the like. Therefore, the social, economic, political, and spiritual implications of culture are to be considered in terms of the rights of artists and creative professionals and the cultural expressions of diversity that was in the offing. All the same, the Corona times of mass confinement has inspired billions of people across the globe towards cultural exposures through virtual means. Webinars, video talks, audio messages, sessions of interactions, listening to music, viewing films, visiting museums and galleries are some of these cultural engagements. A lot of cultural interaction and sharing of events, along with innovative productions, are taking place and are being shared on the social media too. Cultural diversity is a driving force for development. Not only economic growth, but also a fulfilling intellectual, emotional, moral and spiritual life requires cultural diversity. Cultural diversity is helpful in reducing poverty and achieving sustainable development. Safeguarding the cultural heritage of the humans and the richness of the cultures of the world is possible only through intercultural dialogue. The humans can avail themselves of peace, prosperity and sustainable development through cross-cultural relations as well. The question that arises is how cultural diversity could be used as a means to achieving societal cohesion. Globalization has put us in an increasingly heterogeneous society where different religions, languages, lifestyles, traditions and beliefs are necessarily present, and therefore at times social tensions and conflicts emerge. Efforts for building bridges among groups and communities have to be an ongoing process. Cultural diversity is intensely ingrained in the idea of human rights by way of freedom of conscience, thought, choice, expression, opinion, faith and the like. Therefore, intercultural differences, social, religious, cultural, political and whatever, have to be honored irrespective of considerations of minority and majority, as well as local, regional, national, continental and global entities. Well-being of the smallest group is equally important for development and prosperity. On the sacred occasion of World Day of Cultural Diversity for Dialogue and Development 2022, on behalf of Institute of Harmony and Peace Studies, New Delhi, I wish to make a strong appeal to the fellow humans in India and beyond. Let us ardently promote through dialogue all forms of diversity as agents of inclusion, positive change and development. Let us put our heads and hands together for addressing the concerns related to being diverse, but yet always united. May our initiatives for coordinated action contribute to making a more harmonious society. May we ever keep traveling the highway of being culturally inclusive and interactive and secure a better tomorrow always. Thank you.